just going live a little early to keep people posted. I'm not going to keep this video up. But anyone who's logging in on accident who didn't see the post or posts that I had about the reschedule, we're going to reschedule. So apparently I wasn't clear about the CST. So I'm just going to stick around to see if anybody shows up. And then, like I said, we will reschedule. So, sorry, I'm trying to feed my newts. So we'll see. Hey, Ans Flagstaff. So we're not going to actually have a show tonight. I'm just hanging out for a little bit until, like probably 8:45, just to let people know. We had to reschedule with Orin, so kind of last minute. So there was some confusion about CST versus EST. It happens. A little often lately on this show. Getting to be a little depressing. I need to find a way to be more clear with everybody. But we'll be on. We'll have him on. We're going to reschedule. He just didn't realize, like, he was logged in at like 6:30 or something. So I feel bad for wasting his time a little bit. Yeah, it happens. It couldn't have happened at a worse, like, I was so excited for this. The last 3 days, I've been so stressed out. Like, not stressed out, but anxious. But that's just part of it. That's just part of it. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm just going to stay on till 8:45. But if you guys have any questions for me, I guess, in the meantime, I'm not as exciting a guest. But I have plenty of information. Flagstaff, you'll be proud to know that I I cut my own acrylic lid for my open top aquarium, basically, because they just keep breaking down my barriers, whatever it is. So I just had to change out my tarantula's enclosure because they invaded my tarantula enclosure, my discolor. So I didn't want them to affect her. She's brand new, and I already have a crush on my little tarantula. She's a real sweetheart. But yeah, I was pretty pissed at the girl, so I was pretty mad. So I had to make her enclosure ant-proof because I don't know how many escapees I still have. The newts are doing good. Let me show you the little fat girl. If you guys haven't seen her already, there she is. Look at that belly. I just gave her a large cricket. Yeah, they invaded. They kind of invaded the new tank too, which is right here. So sorry, these are my masks. This is the tarantula's enclosure, and this is her temporary. So I got the ants out of here without totally breaking it down, which was good. I was just going to dump all the soil in there, but it had all these great rocks. And hey, bud, we had to reschedule, Morris. So I'm just kind of on here to let everybody know. I'll be on until 8:45 if anybody wants to just BS. Yeah, she's a real sweetheart. So the male is in there too. He's really struggling with that cricket. You got to eat it before she comes and bites him in the face. She's the aggressor in this tank. But he keeps trying to mate with her. I hope that we get something soon. We've got our live plants and everything going for them. But they've been doing good, eating like pigs. Apparently they were, or figured it out really quickly to come to the tweezers. Because every time I put the tweezers in, they're like, hey, what's going on, Jose? Yeah, it's just me. It's just me. Not gonna lie, I'm a little depressed. But not depressed, disappointed. Disappointed, I guess. I should have been more clear, I guess, with our schedule. So being CST, it really is hard for the EST people. So we're going to reschedule for an earlier time slot. Yeah, I just didn't put up the backdrop. So that's why I keep the backdrop, is because everything is just a mess down here. We might be moving. So in the fair future, I don't know how new, but or how close to now it will be. But yeah, moving to Peoria, so a little south of us, 2 hours south. Yeah, it happens. We've had some, like, I don't know if you guys have been keeping track. We've had some cancellations and last minute substitution guests. Like, thanks to those people. Thank you. Big ups who came on last minute. Morris was one. Thank you, Morris. That's okay. That's okay, Flagstaff. I think I appreciate the offer. I think it would be weird if we promised Orin McMonigle and had on anyone who wasn't Orin. Literally anyone else would be kind of a downgrade. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, Chris. Thanks for making it weird. Mad is not the right word for you, I don't think. So yeah, it's been a day. It's been a couple of days. But yeah, is there anything else you guys want to know, like about the show or my collection or those red pandas? I don't know if you guys saw, I've got red pandas. Well, they're orange, but I'm calling them red pandas because if that's not the cutest animal on the planet, I don't know what is. But I got really excited to get those. I think I've got 15 or 20 of them now. So we're going to separate those out maybe tonight. Get them in their own hub or their own tub so that they can try to breed true. I want to try to see if I can get that separated. I was going to try to talk to Russ about advice on that. I think the advice is just keep separating out the ones that aren't red. Vampire crabs. I know Rick from Ophi's Spider-Verse keeps them. Menagerie. If he doesn't come on tonight, I imagine he will, but if he doesn't come on in the next like 20 minutes or half hour, just contact him through, or just ask on ISO Buddies. I told the wife I was coming down here to punch stuff, but there's really nothing I could punch down here that wouldn't hurt me worse than I would hurt it. So, yeah, it was organized till I smashed everything. You can see it's kind of organized. Yeah, Rick's the best. Rick's the best. He's got a couple of them now. Video of me smashing everything, that would have been great. I do have anger issues. To the point, had my daughter in the car the other day, and where was I going? We were going up around wherever here. And a guy like cut me off when it was super snow and ice on the road. I was freaking out about it. We were on our way to Starbucks. Actually, the happiest place on earth for us. Oh, they are super cool. I'd like to keep them too. I think they're escape artists though, and I would want to keep them in something that's filtered. I think it would just be difficult to keep I actually have an idea for how to keep them in. I don't think we're going to be on for an hour, but we'll see. We'll see if everybody's still around. So yeah, anyway, this guy cut me off in the snow, and I had my daughter with me, so that sends me off. So I started honking and giving him the bird, and he pulled over, and basically pulled over like this, in the road. So it was difficult for me to get around, and he got out of his car and started walking back. And he was about 5'8", 5'9", maybe. So I got out and just slammed the door and was like, started walking towards him, like, let's do this. And he got back in his car. His eyes bugged out and he got back in his car pretty fast and drove off. Yeah, did you ever find that friggin' tarantula, dude? I know that Ching lost his Savannah monitor for a while and he finally found it under his house. It was like in the crawl space somehow. And he was worried because it was actually bigger than when it escaped and seemed well fed and hydrated. So, hi, Wally. I don't know if you saw any of the posts, but we don't really have a show tonight. So Orin had to cancel because of time difference. Apparently he's got a 2-hour commute. I don't know. I would definitely move closer to my job. I don't own a gun because I have road rage. Yeah, I don't trust myself with a gun. I think I would flip out and yeah, I did. To be fair, I only mentioned it was CST. Like I scrolled through our messages, I only mentioned it 5 or 6 times in the last few messages or the last couple days. So to be fair, it was only 5 or 6 times. But I can see how he would miss 3 initials like CST. It's possible. It's possible. Rick. Menagerie had some questions about vampire crab. She's gonna PM you. And Orin canceled on us, or didn't cancel, but we figured it wasn't a good thing. We're gonna have him for maybe 10-15 minutes, and that's nowhere near what I want. I have like 14 hours worth of questions for him and would be very greedy with my time with him. Oh yeah. That's only if you're a Republican. That's only if you're on the right, Chris. I feel like if we had that second Civil War they've been talking about in the news, like it'd be pretty short. It'd last about a day and a half. He did cancel on me. That's true. That's true. I was super excited because I can't find an interview with him in any sense that isn't like an older magazine. I did find some in magazines, but I couldn't find them like online, like a live stream or anything like that. So I don't know what that was. I'm getting all these messages on my computer right now. It doesn't tell me all of it is. Yeah, we can definitely do that. So that's fine. Your time is my time. Or my time is your time? My time is your time. Yeah, I'm not going to take your time. Yeah, I actually had cards set up. Like, I actually had questions on cards today. Who knew? Who knew I could be organized? Editing in a hotel. Did you avoid that weather, Chris, or no? Chris he had to cancel on us too. Was that last week even? That was recent. This is our 3rd cancellation in like 6 weeks. So it's been something. Canadian Wednesday. Yeah, right. It is your time, Mr. Hand. I didn't realize his name was Mr. Hand. I feel like that movie was too high school for me when it came out. I was pretty young. I didn't get a whole lot of it, and so I never went back to it. I should. Oh my God. You're just doing that by hand? I feel like you'd have to invest in 4 to 5 hours a day. I would invest in definitely a snowblower or something. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So you've got the plow action going on. Unbelievable. Unbelievable the work that goes into that. Yeah, the place that we're looking at in Peoria has like an acre and a half with a 4-car detached garage and a crazy amount of space compared to where we are now for less than we paid for our house. And our house is worth a lot more now. So moving the pods would be the biggest hassle. So hopefully the pee hole area areola. P-hole areola, the new town. Yes. Hopefully moving the pods isn't a big deal. I am grateful not to have like 100 species like some of you guys and multiple bins for each one. Biggs has some acreage. For sure. What do you guys want to talk about? Pods? Do you guys want to talk about pods or bugs or whatever? Fine. P-hole Josh. I'll take it. I'll take it. That sounds appropriate. Sounds appropriate. We know, Biggs. How much acreage do you have, Biggs, for your farm with your cows? And Biggs has a bioactive Angus cow with the bangs. Is your problem too many, Wally? Your problem with your pods is too many, or you've got an actual problem going on? When I say Angus, his name should be Angus. That's what I meant. No one's buying that. How are you guys still hungry? Are you serious right now? Unbelievable. Are all amphibians pigs, or is it just mine, guys? Like, I feel like they would eat till they burst. That's a good problem to have, Biggs. I'm hoping that since they're so prolific, they'll come down in price kind of hard. Little moth, the worms create silky tubes. They're only about an inch long. I imagine they'd have some kind of toxicity. The new kids are doing good, Rick. The tarantula got temporarily rehoused because ants invaded. I had a big escape with my ant colony, and they invaded her enclosure. She's fine, but I think she's a little stressed out. So they didn't bother her too much, but they took over her hide. So she was out. I was wondering why she was out so much, and that was it. That was it. So she had maybe a day and a half where they were just all over. There had to be 40 or 50 of them in there. So it was at the point where it would definitely be dangerous if they were more inspired. Like if they were in their actual nest, I think they would have killed her for sure. But pigs already ate those? Jeez Louise. We get these little moths up here in Illinois, at least, that are kind of, I've heard them called pantry moths. They're almost like fruit flies. Like they get into so much stuff and lay their eggs around any possible open food. They're the little guys, right? They're the gray ones. Nah. I don't recheck posts if you're talking to me. The newts are doing great, Rick. These are both of them. They just each had look at that fat belly. They each had a large cricket, and yeah, I guess that could be them, and a pellet. So they're eating like pigs. Let's redo the camera a little bit while we're here. Oh, I bet they were crushing those little moths. Dude, I'm so glad I got these newts. They are the coolest. When they got a hold of some of the ants, they didn't care. They did not care for them. They didn't spit them out, but they were like, I think they got caught in their throat and they weren't expecting the formic acid. Who doesn't want to see Pantry Moths? Don't you guys leave this awesome chat and go see Pantry Moths. Sorry, bud. You're out of here. Yeah, the tarantula just got her first crickets at my house, and she's happy. She made the ball. I gave her 5 because I thought she'd be stressed out anyway, getting rehoused today and having the stress of the ants. But she went right at him, so she must have been hungry. Wally, we all know I'm no expert, but I would imagine the isopods would be fine. They're there to like break down toxic substances, basically. Like that's almost their job. I don't know anything that knocks them out except those weird bacteria. I got an Arizona blonde. That's the one that I wanted because they're the most. Everyone I've talked to said they're the most personable and they're fairly easy to keep. I did give her a heat lamp and she basks all the time. It's pretty cold in my basement though. That's why I wanted to do that for her. Wally, before you listen to Biggs, the lunatic, just send your isopods to me. Yeah, but you could pull those tubes out with a tweezer or something, couldn't you? I mean, that's a lot of work, but how many bins did they invade? My pods are fine. I haven't messed with them as far as heat. I do have a heat cable. I put a couple of them on that, like with one end, but I don't have enough space or cable for all of them. But I put like my Hoffs and my Cubaris on there, and I have a space heater down here that keeps it a little. I'd say it's about 65. I think they're okay. Your Arizona blonde doesn't like you? Jose, you must really be an a-hole when you're not talking to us. That would be a beast of shipping to send a culture of pods. I sent out my first ship. I sent them out to the winner of our contest from a couple of weeks ago, and David, I think. And everything made it except the pandas. It got too cold, but everything made it. The Hoffs, I sent him nine cultures of 20 plus, except for the Hoffs. I sent 6 Hoffs because I don't have that many that I could. Yeah, Rick's Arizona blonde is what sold me on getting an Arizona blonde tarantula. I'm not a tarantula guy, but I think they're cool. I just am not that guy. But this will probably get me into them. So now I'll be trying to get them. He did a small unboxing video. I was debating to post it or not. He said he's fine with it. I should post it, but it doesn't show the I guess it does show the pandas dead, but they look like they're just kind of like, they're all balled up. So they look like they're just kind of scared. So that's good. And we didn't know they were dead when he filmed it. But a couple hours later, like they still hadn't come out. So I was sad. Of all the ones I wanted to live, that was like the surprise. So even though he has pandas, mine have that gene that's kicking out those reds. So I was hoping he'd get some of those too. Because I really wanted to be giving him something good. Yeah, we got excited. We were supposed to have a snap in the weather here because he's south of me, where it was at least in the 30s, but it didn't work that way. And it got there. It was only in transit like 2 days, a day and a half. Yeah, it was bad. I used heat packs, but I don't know that they were the right ones. I should have contacted you guys before I shipped them. They were just the hand warmer ones. They were long lasting, but I don't know that was enough. I had the insulation down and I had them all packed together. Yeah, overnight's menagerie, it was like in the 20s, in the lower 20s here. So it probably got pretty cold. He said the box felt cold, like refrigerator cold, but not frozen, obviously, because everybody else made it. Cows, it was cows, koi, the orange koi, which I separated out about 50 that were like my supreme ones, like they are from Supreme Gecko, but they were like my top grade ones. I will next time, Wally. Absolutely. I did not know they made a 96-hour heat pack. Nice. Speaking of my voice, like I had a customer, I walked up to the table. I'm a waiter right now. Walked up to the table and the first thing out of his mouth, I like, hi, how you doing, guys? And he's like, do you scream? I was like, what the fuck? What? I said, what kind of question is that? And I said, that seems like a very, very private thing to ask somebody, personal thing. And he was like, your voice is really scratchy. So do you scream? I was like, no, it's always like this. And I'll just run around screaming before I come greet a table. If I need abuse, I will yell bigs. Or you can just pop in every 15 minutes or so from editing. Your bioactive video that you recently did was really good. I thought. That's a big tank for a crested gecko. And I kind of wish it was taller, but considering the space, that's amazing. Yeah, I would imagine. 168 hours. Good God. Yeah, I feel like if I had been able to find those heat packs, it would have definitely not been a problem. Oh. I know it wasn't your tank. But that is such a huge enclosure for. I didn't catch how many cresties are in there at Biggs. And Wally wants to know what editing software you use. Nobody needs to see me in a G-string. Good God. Of course they want crested geckos. You're serious? They're the best. Next time, Rick, I will. For sure. I feel like we should have another contest soon, but like I've got to replenish. I want to replenish my pandas before that happens. I think I sent them like 25. It was 25 pandas, 6 hoffs, 100 or so cows, and the the orange koi, or it's probably more like 50 of the orange koi. I literally just picked up a piece of wood and not scraped off, but brushed off whatever was in there. She not has the only female crested. So editing drunk, clearly. Biggs is wasted. Kids, know your limits, okay? Canadians think they have high limits. They do not. They think they're like comparable to the Russians, and they do not. They have their 9% beer just because, 9 to 13%, just because they're cheap. They want to get hammered on 2 beers. If anybody knows somebody who's breeding or has emerald tree skinks for sale, let me know. If you guys have the hookup, let me know. I will travel up to 4 hours. Oh, God. Yeah, I would hate you too, Menagerie, for that spray foam. That stuff is a bitch to get off. I thought I could just use my rubber gloves that I have for my 3D printer. And I had to get a new set of gloves. They got ruined. So the Beast Vivarium will be redone to house a pair of yellow ATBs. That's crazy. That is a huge vivarium for a pair of lizards. 200 dairy cows, 200 lavas, 100 front of roster Lelium. Kubars, red skirts, wow. 100 yellow zebras. Those guys are just pretty pods. My destroyer finally taken off. That's nice because they're in a weird setup. One of my original ideas. Again, open top. So keeping it moist has been a challenge, but I think I have it down. It's got the false bottom on it, and I have a tube that literally goes to the false bottom, a thing of tubing, and then I put water directly in there, and the tubing doesn't touch the outside glass. So it's like a jar and then a jar. And in the inner jar is bamboo. You can see it right there. There's the top down. And it's basically the top is covered in leaves and rotting wood. And I've got that Permian exotic soil in there. Boy. So, and the soil's about this deep. So with a 2-inch rock layer on the bottom, it is moist. I love that word, mostly because it makes so many people uncomfortable. You just say moist. I feel like you could walk in a room and yell that and watch people just. Ugh. I don't know what ATBs are. I don't know any of this stuff with your abbreviations and your Latin. Okay. The acetone won't ruin the finish on your table. My voice isn't moist. It is gravelly. There's so much testosterone. I'm so much man. Well, you guys have kept me on already longer than I intended to. I appreciate it. I have the best audience. Kids need pants. I got mine smoking, so she's growing a lot slower, so we can stay in the pants. She's almost 4. I feel like that's a good age to start smoking. Get your first addiction. Well, second, mac and cheese was number 1. Yeah, I got you, but even be careful. You're going to get it on your table. Dang bad. But if it's a piece of crap, then who cares? Just use a scraper. Oh, yeah. You got boys? That's a good question. ML Richardson wanted to ask Orin if he was going to update his book soon so that he could, because the hobby's growing so fast. There's so many friggin' new pods out since he wrote the book. I feel like you'd have to update it or send out an addendum like every 6 months. All right, that's fair. Daughters. Yeah, I don't want boys coming around, so we're raising my daughter gay to steal Louis C.K.'s joke. So I have to worry about it. She can do what she wants when she moves out, but under my roof, I'm not going to worry about boys. That's all. Or some teen pregnancy. Oh, my God. I still love her and the kid, obviously. And it wouldn't change anything about our relationship, but it would be so scary. So stressful. I wish I could grow a beard. I'd be so much more intimidating to kids. And I couldn't do that gun thing, but I could sharpen a machete as they come in. Like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. Shing. Yeah, but actually, kids kind of suck now. Not the fact they don't do anything. They sit online or watch videos of other people playing video games. Like, what the hell? I don't understand the live streams are so popular of people playing video games. See you, Jose. Thanks for coming by. Sorry we didn't have an actual interview for you tonight, but things happen. We'll get it done. Next Wednesday, we're interviewing Drew Schulz for the Learning Zoo again in Texas, and kind of get the rundown on what his days are like running a zoo. Yeah, Rick could be a scary dude. I feel like as soon as they leave the room, just start yelling in Spanish. I mean, he did that a while ago. I feel like he would have left a while ago. And I do not think that he's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. I do not think he took me seriously. Jose is amazing. I'm trying my hand at live plants in this little vivarium, and I kind of suck at it. So I'm obsessed with keeping an eye on them. It's just guppy grass and like dwarf water lettuce, but we'll see. reminds me, I have to find a way to get that plastic off of there. Anymore. Yeah, I do too. Jose wasn't crying. He's at least as tough as I am. He's more of a man than I am for sure. There's no way he was crying. Yeah, I have bad luck with aquatic plants too. I have the lights. I'm growing actual plants, like not actual plants, land plants, I guess, terrestrial. Yeah, that'll do it. Last time I was up at the pet store by us, Jason hooked me up with some live plants, just stuff I picked out and got to the register, and he's like, "Oh, you're good, man." Wasn't anything special though, just like guppy grass and Java moss. Java moss I can't keep going for some reason. I don't have any luck with mosses, which I think is stupid because they're so easy. But I think I keep them too wet. Yeah, I think it is. I think I got too much to start with. So the back of their tank is open, basically, and the front is pretty full. Did he hork up that cricket? Oh my god, he must have. The male must have spit out this cricket because the female is going to town on it right now. Let's see if you guys can see that. If that gets into some kind of focus. There we go. Well, you snooze, you lose, buddy. That's Lucy and Desi. You got to keep those stores busy. Yeah, these newts are so cool. I kind of want to get some more. He was dead. He was already frozen, or thawed, I guess. But yeah, this is the second time he got eaten, apparently. Oh, she gave up. Or she got a chunk off. They're not super smart. Like, I don't know how they would survive in the wild because they're like that stupid. I guess they'd figure it out, but there we go. That's more entertaining than me. Yeah, she grabs him all the time, like on accident, thinking she can eat him or something. Yeah, there she goes. She just grabbed his tail. Like I said, she's the boss. She's like, get away. That's my cricket. I'm going to switch them to a 10-gallon soon just because she's such a jerk to him. No, they just breed. So I contacted the guy who sold them to me. I forget his name too. But he said that they just breed. So they'll take the Java fern here and basically they fold it over their eggs. And he gives them little strips of plastic bag or something, like really thin plastic sheeting, and they fold it up in there. That saves his plants. They seem to prefer the plastic. So it's pretty fascinating, like some of the tips and tricks that these guys have. But he keeps his in bare bottom, and I just can't do that. I just can't. I don't know. I just think it looks so much worse. I've got some biofilm on this piece of wood here. This big piece, or this piece here, actually. You can't really see it because of the glare, but there's a good amount of biofilm on there, which isn't the best, but it's part of the process. Yeah, she's super fat. I think it's because of all the eating, but let's see if I can get that out of there. Whoop, whoop, tickle, tickle. a little abuse. There we go. All right, we'll just get that out of there. She's so full. Yeah, I mean, they look slick. They work. Don't get me wrong. And the animals don't seem to care. And it's probably safer for them. But I've just got round river rocks in here, like fair grade. You can see they're pretty big. They're about the size of a dime or a nickel. And they're very rounded. So yes, I like to think, Chris, that they use it in the wild to breed. So I like to think that it recycles and they use it actually to breed. They need it cold, actually. So the 60s that I have right now is good for them. So they like it really cold. But I think I just think they're so cool. His crest, like that crest will go down once breeding season is over. So they kind of do it seasonally. And that crest on his back, that fringe gets like, oh my God, like almost an inch tall. So that's literally like the crested newts erection, basically. To put it plainly, that's exactly what it is. Some newts are very expensive. Some of them are very rare. And I would imagine the ones up north, I know in America, like there's a species in Maine that goes for a ton of money. I don't think I'll get a chiller. I just think that they're more comfortable. I would literally keep them on the basement floor. I would put their tank on the basement floor because I think that would be cold enough from that concrete or tile, whatever we get. Yeah, I bet it does, Biggs. I bet your crest goes down. No, he's not. He flares up and he does this whole back arch thing. If you watch the little video that I did, he's really trying hard to get her in the mood. Like, I don't know how much of her fat belly is if she's gravid or if that's just because she eats like a pig. So all the research I did says dude, they're so cool. I'll try to get you in touch with that guy. He's got to be just up by Wally. But I can't tell if she's gravid or just a pig. All the research says, all the reading I did and the advice from the breeder said that they really put on weight. So this is about full size for them. So I would say 6 inches, 6 to 7 inches, maybe a little bit bigger. But yeah, he'll wrap around here kind of like a beta splendens and then fertilize as the eggs eject. So I'm hoping that means she's gravid. He's not an official breeder. He just, when they breed for him, he sells his overstock. Let me see if I can check my email and see where it was. There's Elvira. Jacob Bodinger. No, wait, that's not him. Wait, I think that might be him. Yeah, Jacob Bollinger. All right, see you, Wally. Thanks for showing up. I know it's late by you, too. It's late by me, so. No, she's not. She is not. She is the boss. She just he does his best display, and she just kind of swims away. They were doing something in the back of the tank when I came home tonight. Usually they pop right up as soon as they see my shadow. They come to the front because they know it's supper time. But they were staying in the back for a good 20 minutes. So I'm hoping. Yeah, you're very good at derailing, my friend. They were just staying in the back, so I don't know if they were just enjoying their privacy or what was going on. But yeah, it's 9 here too. See, Bigsy, you could come on. Just get your ass to a hotel. Clearly your internet's working tonight. But they seem really cool. They also think that powder blues are delicious. And glassworms, frozen glassworms, so mosquito larva. So this summer I plan to harvest some live mosquito larva for them. I think they'll go nuts. Especially when they get a little bigger and they're a little easier to see. Hopefully they get them before I infest my house with mosquitoes. But I rigged a little filter on them and it turned into kind of a little waterfall. And I kind of put that cork bark over it so that they kind of it's always what I want, brother. It's always what I want. Exciting conversations. That's all that matters. There we go. Yeah, I know you're at a hotel. I read. You have internet at the hotel. Maybe not at the farm. I wonder if I need to move all that stuff back a little bit because he needs a display area. That's a little better. Give him a little bit. What else? Everybody for me is breeding pretty good right now. How's everybody else doing? I don't have any issues right now with anybody. They're in like a 5 right now. So, and I feel like that's a lot of space. But I'm going to put them in a 10 because she really harasses. Like he harasses her to breed and she just kicks his ass. Like his whole arm was in her mouth the other day. Yes. Do a live feed while you sit in a jacuzzi. Yes. For sure. I'm positive that the chin curtains match the downstairs carpet. So, yeah, I was worried because she started doing like a barrel roll and I was worried it was going to pop off. I was like, oh no, don't let that arm pop off. I'm trying to imagine pigs with an OnlyFans. Oh my God. It would be so awful. I have the newts. I have a male crested gecko that was a rescue. I have the tarantula, the Arizona blonde. I have 2 ant queens that are in the fridge right now hibernating, and my big colony that keeps me busy. I have a small dubia roach colony going because the ants go crazy. Oh God, you're the worst, dude. What else? Like 30 species of isopod. Trying to get my fish and Alice numbers up. I would love if they would have some kind of baby that was weird. Like I really want to get the ones that are like tangerine or grapefruits. What do they call them? Orange crush. That's a great way to make money. Send me money to stop posting content. I have to get a hold of Laura Tanya Maite to get some new products. I know they have some stuff that I want. They've got some really crazy a crazy morph, and they're clowns. They're Montenegro. They've got a crazy morph going with those right now, where they have like a bright cream color on their rumps. Really cool stuff. I would love to have that in my colony, or just a straight up colony that I'm getting them separated. I have not, but that's a good idea. I don't think fire ants is for me because they escape like crazy too. But I do want to do a big colony on the back of a vivarium that I've planned. But that one's got to be like escape proof. That'll be totally enclosed. Menagerie, my Montenegros did nothing too. I had 3 batches from 3 different breeders that did nothing, and they were the reason I got into the hobby. That seeing them was literally the reason I got into the hobby. Yep, they were like the first one I got from Wally. So I knew they were quality. I knew his were breeding, and I kept seeing pictures of everybody's colony being like hundreds and hundreds. And I finally have that, but I got Josh Kane was getting out of the hobby or something and sent me 50, and they were amazing. They've been breeding like crazy. Yeah, she's got I don't know if I have the pictures or if she has them on her site. I think she has them on her site. She has them for sale. She offered them to me ahead of time, like a preview kind of thing, or like first customer. But I didn't have the money. She wasn't even asking that much. I think it was $150 for a dozen or 6 or something. For something that cool, I think that's totally worth it. But I just didn't have the money for it. We've been up and down on funds right now, so I've been trying to just sock money away like I don't have any, because I really don't. I should start selling some of these isopods to make a little side money, but everyone I know sells isopods, and it's just crazy. Yeah, I don't know. That might be the key. So maybe I'll have another contest and just declare you the winner, Menagerie, and send you like 50 clowns, because I seriously have like 600 or 700 now. So they're going strong, and they're not even in a big bin. I haven't put them in a big bin yet. So I did take the rocks out, and I had them with big rocks to go to hide under. But I had to take those out because I had one slip out of my hand, and it probably lost a few. Because of that, they get real flat. Okay, I'll do a swap with you for sure. Absolutely, just message me on Facebook or whatever, and we'll figure that out. So when the weather gets better, I don't want anybody else to freeze. Even though you're in a warm area, like getting it out of Illinois takes a while. There's like 7 hubs in the state, and it goes through all of them apparently to get out of state. So yeah, we'll just wait. But we shall see. I'm trying to think of what else. Do I have anything else? No. My other ant queens, one has like 10 workers, and the other one is just a queen. Her workers escaped on her and never came back. So she must have been a real biatch, a real hassle to put up with, because her sisters left her for dead. So she's still alive. She's been around for about a year. She's doing okay on her own. She's antsy. No pun intended. Oh, God. I feel like that's a crime. What you just did is a crime. Unintentional, but still. Puerto Rico, isn't that off the East Coast? I'm pretty sure Puerto Rico's like off our East Coast, isn't it? I bought the discolor colony, the big colony, but I think they were definitely acquired illegally. Like, I didn't know you couldn't really ship ants over state lines. So I got them on eBay from a guy, and he's in New Jersey. So he shipped them here, and they are, I don't know where he got them from, but they're from a semi-tropical area because they don't hibernate. They're going strong. So, and the other 2 are local. They weren't bought local, but they are local. I think they were all wild caught. Pretty much all ant queens are wild caught. So it's really difficult to have breeding pairs in a colony, captive bred. Like they like to fly away to breed, and you obviously can't do that in captivity. Yeah, totally sketchy invert sales, but that's where I found Pod Solo. That's where he originally did all of his business. I got him right before he did a website. So that's my second batch of clowns I got from him. And then the third batch was Pet Peas and Pods, I think. I think it was Rachel. I could be wrong on that. I've tried to buy from everybody. So at the beginning of my collecting isopods, I was going broke trying to support all of my friends. And it got to be really crazy. So I kind of had to choose one person to stick with. I'm not going to say who that was, but I haven't had any bad interactions with anybody that I've met for isopods. Everybody's been really solid. Even the guy who sent me like a mystery box, which is like 150 pods, random crap in his substrate bin. Like he would have stuff grow out in his substrate bin. It's the same state. So I don't think I'd have any issues either way. I can't imagine anybody having a problem with it or getting pulled over or something. I don't know. I would imagine, I don't know what a state cop would do. I don't think they would do anything for isopods. I feel like if it was like a cheetah cub or something, I'd have a problem. But I don't think a state cop would care. If it was, I don't know though. I don't know. They might have a problem. I don't think that's something that they would enforce. But I've been arrested for less, so it could be a thing that they have a problem with if they search like the whole truck. But I feel like we would at this point fill up 2 moving trucks. We've gotten so much more furniture since we moved in here that we would definitely have to choose stuff that would stay here if we moved. So multiple tables, multiple everything, desks. I don't even know. I don't know what I would do without this workbench behind me. The house we looked at we looked at it online, but it's got a workbench in the garage. It's got like a work area. No, our cops aren't really like that. Like you don't hear a lot of police shootings or something in Illinois. So they do have the guns and they have to deal with people with guns a lot more towards Chicago than anywhere else. But you don't really hear a lot of police shootings. And when you do, like they got shot at first. It wasn't like somebody pulled out a cell phone. Yeah, there was a couple shootings in Wisconsin. I shouldn't laugh at police shootings, but it's I don't mean to laugh. It's just because it makes me so uncomfortable. I mean, Menagerie, you can say because it's in the news. Like, it happened like immediately after the George Floyd thing. And then it happened again not long after that. Like, they unarmed dudes. I think was that the one where they shot the guy in the wheelchair over the supposed shoplifting? That one had me like irate. Like I was physically angry at that one. Like that was one of those ones I watched the video on accident. Nice. Yeah, good choice. Wow. Thanks, Biggs. I am a little dry. I'm still kind of messed up that we had to reschedule tonight because I just between you, me, and the wall, I'm going to delete this video. But yeah, I was just upset that I thought I was pretty clear. I was pretty clear about the time zone that we were in, and for it to be an issue like tonight, an hour or so before we broadcast, like I don't know. It just was, yeah, it was disappointing. We'll put it that way. But next time we'll accommodate for the EST, and he's definitely not against coming back or trying again. I should say not coming back. So we will have Orin on again. I just don't know. It's going to be a little bit because I think we're pretty booked throughout the next couple months. Yeah, I need to moisten my throat. It is crummy. I seriously don't think police should maybe have guns. So I don't know, like maybe a special squad, but I don't think like beat cops maybe should have guns. I don't know. I don't have the answers, or have more training maybe. What was I looking up? I got derailed by having a sip to get moist. Yeah, definitely more training. I feel like their gun training is like 6 months or something. It's not much, and they have like a lot of them have military grade equipment, which is crazy. A lot of those guys have access to better training for sure. But yeah, that's a whole other thing. What was I going to look up? Oh, my schedule. Okay. Let's see. So next Wednesday, not Tuesday, but Wednesday, we're going to have that Drew Schulz on again for to interview him about his zoo situation. And then the Tuesday after that, the 8th, we're going to have Ryan Marshall on to talk from Tarantula Cribs. It's so terrifying. Then after that, we're going to talk to Ryan about designing your own, or how he designed his purple box. So, which is a really good tarantula enclosure. He has a really good variety for arboreal and terrestrial. And tarantulas are great because they don't need a lot of space, but they definitely, Ryan has a really cool, I think his mentality about keeping these creatures that are low maintenance is along the lines with bigs. Like, that doesn't mean you don't give them an exceptional enclosure, or they don't deserve it. Like, yeah, you could keep them in a shoebox, but why? He keeps them with live plants and has heat lamps, and some will get misted. It's crazy. His setups for his tarantulas are crazy, and I'm totally behind it. Carol Baskins. Oh God. That's all we need. So after Ryan, we're going to have Frank LaDuca. We're going to talk about birds. After that, we're going to have our anniversary episode on 2/02/22/2022. We are going to air at 8/22, which is 2022 on, military time. You're looking at tarantula cribs enclosures for your P-X. Yeah, I think it's just great. I think his mentality on that. He just did a live stream. I think he was upset about something and decided to do a live stream. He and his wife are really into it together, which my wife doesn't know I have a tarantula. She'd be super pissed. Please don't message her. What else are we doing? Oh, yeah. So the anniversary episode is going to be Pod Solo and Rachel. We're going to do of Pet Peds and Pods. We are going to do a roundtable discussion about kind of running your own internet business. Oh, I would love to be eating chicken during the bird one. That would be really funny. But I eat chicken like I've never had chicken before. Every time I have chicken, I love fried chicken. Good Lord. Oh, we made breakfast poutine the other day, Biggs. You'll love it. My white sausage gravy came out so good. Yeah, I feel like yes, wives would leave. Oh, you got to keep her for lasagna. You can't get rid of her. Nah, Vika Bubbles, Vika Bullis. I like Vika Bubbles. We're giving people just the dumbest nicknames today. Orin canceled on us today, so it's just been me and the group just chatting about random lasagna. You can see just random stuff tonight. So we had an issue with scheduling that it became an issue. So there was a misunderstanding. So Orin had to cancel. He has like a 2-hour commute and has to get up at 5 in the morning or something to get to work. So we're going to reschedule, and actually we're going to shoot earlier. We'll give plenty of warning. So we're going to shoot like an hour or two earlier than we normally do, so I can have more time with him. At first he was concerned it was over an hour. And I was like, I can do that. I can do like just under an hour. I can do 45 minutes. I was freaking out about that though. And then it turned out to be, he wanted less time. So I was like, I could do half hour. I could do that. I could crush some questions out and keep it. So I had cards, I had cards with questions on them that I was going to like throw out at the end of each question. Just to keep it on track. I did. I effed it all up. But we're going to have some good stuff coming up. I've got a lot of Tuesdays planned. So the first day of Women's History Month, we're going to have Springtails USA on and talk about springtails. Then, wait, I have Ryan Marshall booked for March 8th too. So I effed that up. I think he's March 8th, actually. I have to double check. But I think he's March 8th, and I think I have the 8th free. So I'm hoping the 8th is free. So if that's the case, I'm going to try to get Orin back for the 8th. Yeah, he's got Springtails USA. That guy's got the most amazing springtails, and he goes out and captures them himself. And I believe, if I'm right, sorry, I contact so many people about doing episodes. There's a girl I want to have on, Jen something. She breeds amazing fat-tailed geckos. I just had her come into ISO Buddies. But she breeds amazing looking fat-tailed geckos, and I want to have her on. Like super white and super black. Yeah, that is Ryan. Yeah. So he'll be on. He's a good dude. He's a solid dude. He'll be easy to talk to too. So I just realized we don't have any ant episodes in the next 2 months yet. So hi, Tanya. Yeah. Orin couldn't make it tonight, so it's just us BSing for an hour almost now, a little over an hour actually, as usual. So welcome. Sorry we didn't have better content today. This video is going to get deleted after we're done. I don't want to. It just doesn't suit to keep it around, I don't think. But yeah, we've got some good content coming up. I definitely have to verify when we're having Ryan Marshall on, because he's not going to be on twice. I was trying to have Jen on the 8th, but I don't think I got a verification on that. We are fascinating as stuff. That I can't drop F-bombs on here. I'm not Amy Castles. She's the only guest ever to drop F-bombs, and it made her comfortable, so whatever. Let it go. She's the only one ever to drop it. She dropped them like bananas. It was pretty great. Made me laugh every time. And I have the most foul mouth. Oh, my God. Especially in the car. My 3-year-old was 2 at the time. She was a little over 2 years old at daycare with this lady who's the lady we had running daycare. She passed. But she is super Christian, like super, super Christian. And my little baby daughter was playing cars with the other kids. And I feel that's true menagerie. She was playing cars with the other kids at like 2.5. And I got a call from Sue because Faith just was like, beep, beep, honk, honk, pick a effing lane. She just yelled all of a sudden. It's so, yeah, Sue, God bless her, was like, I don't know where she picked this up. And I was like, I definitely know. I'm the only one that drives her. So I definitely know where she got that from. And that's like, I get in the car and yell that at the windshield before I even start the car. So yeah, if that's the case, Menagerie, then I am the most trustworthy person you know. Yeah, it's like it's like my original language. Oh, she's all in content. My kid is crazy. She is almost 4 now, and she came up with the conjunction of emment. You say, are you putting your boots on the wall? No, I emment. And it's It works. It's not a conjunction, but it totally works. Like, it makes sense. It totally flows with like it belongs in a conversation, but it would be like a double. I think it would look like a double conjunction, so that's probably why we don't have it. But she says I amn't, and I think she came up with it all on her own. We were like, what? The first time she did it, and she still does it to this day. So we try really hard not to laugh at her, or we don't correct her when she does it. So oh, cool. Well, you would love my kid. She comes up with the craziest stuff. Now it annoys the crap out of me, and I hate it, but she calls me Dete. Dete. Oh, God. Biggs. Come on, Biggs. Verbally, she's really smart, but she won't sit down to, like, learn her ABCs or 1, 2, 3s. Like, she doesn't do any of that. Yeah, it's totally true. It's totally true, Chris. So Biggs just sent me a photo of, I don't know if you guys will be able to see that. What word do you use in place of the word F? There you go. There you go. That's the Biggles. That's the Biggles right there. She kind of watches Peppa Pig. Her big thing right now that's like educational, she's into Daniel Tiger, but we don't pay for PBS or whatever, so she has, yeah, let her do what she wants right now. We just have the one season, so it gets, oh my God, it gets so monotonous, but it gives us time to just kind of relax, and I'm working on, yeah, it is pretty good. Daniel Tiger's pretty awesome. I like that it's basically Mr. Rogers' soul. Like, Daniel is basically Mr. Rogers' soul for sure. And they somehow made Lady Elaine not terrifying. She could call me Pee-hole Daddy. She probably would if she knew it bothered me. She was calling me Josh. She would say, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. And if I wasn't listening, Josh, I'd be like, what the? Because as a parent, I think, I don't know about you guys, but that snaps me out of it. Getting called your actual name by your kid is crazy. The newts are doing great, Alex. Yeah. Were you here earlier, or did you just come on? Because I could show them again. This fat girl right here. I'm hoping she's gravid, but I don't know. I don't know enough about them to know. She eats like a pig. I had them on earlier. They were eating. She was trying to eat another adult cricket, but I don't know. She just couldn't do it. So, but she knows. She knows who I am. She got really excited and was trying to eat the glass earlier. She, before I came on, she was just mouthing the glass. I had to kind of try to stop her. I was worried she was going to hurt her. Could she join a gang? She would run that gang. So I feel like as long as she cut me in on the gang's take, I feel like she would really like up the level of that gang. I'm making hand gestures you guys can't see right now. I'm sorry. Jason who? We saw the budgets for frogs. Yeah, they were. I can't believe their mouth is like bigger than their body. Like, I believe it, but there's like, where do they put their food? How would they eat something that big? Die. All right. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, so you're in the area, Alex? Or you're making a trip. You might be making a trip. Yeah, I almost bought one at the show, but I think a small one would eat mice there. Okay. Oh, sorry, she's thick with 2 C's. Oh, shoot, you guys might see something. Oh, no, that's just her. Okay. Yeah, so he's really trying to mate with her, but she just isn't having it. Now Jason gets in some good newts too, but I've never seen crested newts there, and he hasn't ever. Either he doesn't remember to call me or he doesn't get them in. Yeah, sorry, girlfriend. I love their orange belly with the black spots. I think it's really striking. Like, and then the male gets that white stripe down the whole tail when this mating season. Yeah, I want to get more of the smaller ones, I think. But I really want to do this tank as a planted for the the tiny shrimp. Oh, I feel like you could keep a budget frog. How big do they get? I don't know how big they get. Are they like Pac-Man? They get about that size? I have no idea. I have no idea what you feed budget frogs regularly. I would imagine dubias or something. There you go. Fica bubbles with the notes, with the know-how. And yeah, the occasional mouse or whatever, small bird, tiny child. Come on back, Lucy. Come on. Maybe I can get them to come when I knock on the tank. Bald eagle? Yeah, feed them a bald eagle. I mean, you can feed them crickets, but crickets kind of suck. I bet mouthy teenagers for sure. There she is. Yeah, she's coming right up. Here comes Big Boss Desi. He's got those amazing white spots all over his body. All down here, he's got those white spots. They're just such a cool newt. The ribbing down the sides, like I feel like you definitely do mealworms. Crickets aren't, the noise doesn't bother me. I think it's very soothing, but I think it's the smell. Like they just have that smell. Dubias, if you keep them clean, obviously you can keep crickets clean, but they still have that smell. But dubias, if you just change out their stuff, like God, even once a month, like you don't even notice it. Yeah, Menagerie knows the truth. I just buy crickets as I need them. I don't have enough stuff that I need them in bulk. But the ants love them, and watching an ant colony chase down an adult cricket is awesome. Oh, they're just running around as part of the bioactive. That's cool. When am I going back? I don't know. It'll be a little bit. I always want to spend so much money there. If I do intend to get I'm not going to get anything new for a while because we might be moving soon, like in the next 6 months. So the the idea of having to pack up this basement, not even including the animals, like is insane to me. Like it's almost depressing. It is depressing. But the new house, if we had the house that I'm looking at, it would be so cool. It's weird that you love feeding them mice and not roaches. Yeah, yeah. I didn't catch how big do they get. I didn't see if anybody answered that. Yeah, that's true. 5 to 6 inches around. That's pretty solid. With that 12-inch mouth, they have that wraparound jaw that's just... I couldn't get over how big their mouth was compared to the rest of their body. Like, it was so much bigger than their actual body. It was crazy to me. Yeah, the dubias I throw in like cricket feed and once in a while, and then table scraps, whatever's left of whatever. So, and they have springtails, and there's isopods in with them too to eat, keep any mold out or keep any scraps that they don't like. Look at these two ding dongs. I seriously love these newts. And these guys so far, at least, have shown no interest in being on the land. So I think it's cool that they are just oranges help. Okay, I'll have to do more oranges. I saw Peepa at the last show. They are super cool. I feel like they need a lot of space, though, ideally. The Peepas have that feeding response like a mata too, where they open their mouth. They just open their mouth so fast that it creates a vacuum and sucks the prey item in. And then as that doesn't work, they scoop those arms. You're a picky guy, Alex. Alex, where are you at? Are you close up by Rick in wherever that is? I can't think of where the store is. I can't think of it to save my life. I'm kind of glad Orin didn't come on. My brain is just stupid today. Tanner's a little crazy. Put him in that giant terrarium. Like, I'm sure they love it. But he's got that crazy setup. I feel like I would do the same kind of setups, but if I had the money. Oh, okay, so you're up there. Clyde Frog, that's a great name. Midlothian, that's it. WTF. Yeah, right? Unbelievable. I mean, to get that kind of exposure, nobody's sending me anything with under 200 viewers, but he's got like 1 million or 2 now. So whatever it takes to get that gold button, he's just such a good dude. $1 million, that was it. Okay. Still, like, imagine that, being able to do that for a living. That is absolutely true. Competence porn, I love it. He's so good at it. Here's what I hate about DIY people, and this includes you, Biggs, so go ahead and take it personal. But I don't think these newts have bred. I think I would know. They basically fold their eggs in these leaves of the Java fern. So I haven't seen any folded leaves yet. But the DIY people that are like, it's so cheap to do this. It's only a couple bucks. And there's $1,000 worth of tools. Like shut up already. It's obviously not cheap. Oh, there he goes. He's actually trying to get her interested. That's his. I was hoping he would do this while we were on. He does that back arch and flares his tail out like that. And then he's like, come on. I think we're almost out of breeding season because his his flares on the top there, that dorsal ridge thing is not as pronounced as when I got him. Yeah, he's like, check it out. She's kind of showing off too, though. I don't know what that's about. She's trying to get my attention. She's like, I could eat. Bro, I could eat. Let me see if I can get her to take a... I mean, I know I can, but let me get her to take a... let's get stuff out of the way. Take a pellet from the tweezers. She definitely will. She's such a pig. They're both pigs. Oh, let's bring it down. Come on. They like to go from the side. There she goes. She's got it. I'm going to calm down on that. That's like her second one today. Yeah, he's been trying to breed. When I walked into the show, when Rick and I walked into the show, there's the table that you pay right away when you walk in the door, and the guy with the newts, his table was attached to that. And these guys were the first tank. And that was all that was in there was Lucy and Desi here. And the Desi was totally flaring. And that's how I saw it. I wouldn't have seen him, I don't think, immediately. But he was right in the front, just flaring like crazy and all arched up like, hey, sweetie. He's kind of getting ready again. There's a couple of ghost shrimp in here, too, that they don't even acknowledge. I thought they would eat them, but it might be just a luck thing. But they were right there, and I was like, really loud. I was like, oh, my God, I need those. And then I asked the guy to haggle, and he was like, dude, you just said you need these. You yelled it as you walked in the door. He says, I don't think I really need to haggle. And I was like, come on, man. I'll put you in my video, which I still need to finish editing and put out like a jerk. Editing is a little daunting. I've started, and then you wonder if what you're cutting is necessary or not. He reminds me of a little like Dimetrodon. They're so cool. When I first saw pictures of them, I was like, I have to have those. If I get a small colony, I would like to put them in my big paludarium that I'm building, but I worry that it's too big for them. But I guess in the wild, they would not be on top of each other. They would have plenty of space. And they would have the option to get out if they wanted to have some terrestrial time. Because a lot of newts will definitely take advantage of that and have some terrestrial time. But that's going to be a pretty big multi-species paludarium. And now if we're going to move, I don't want to start building it until we actually move. And that'll be something I try to film, the building of, at least part of it. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night. Thanks to everybody who stopped by anyway. Sorry we didn't have an actual guest, but I liked the conversation we've had. Yeah, I don't want to move. It's going to be 5 feet tall by 4 feet wide and 3 feet deep. Like, I'd have to take it apart basically to move it. And I want it to be planted. I basically want to build it in my forever home. So, which, I mean, this still might be, but if I take a job there and stuff, it would be a little different. It's all good, man. Bubbles with the wind. I'm just going to call you Bubbles from now on. So hopefully everybody here is liked and subscribed. If not, I mean, you showed up for this. We have way better content than this. I was hoping you might be able to see them actually do the wrap and breed, but no, Alex, I'd be going south to Peoria, or P-hole areola, I think is what we called it. It's basically Joliet the sequel, but some of the houses we looked at, like it's so much cheaper to live there that we would be able to get a much better house for less than we paid for this house. And we're going to make more when we sell this house because we did some major upgrades. So yeah, it'll be about 2 hours away, but I'm going to come up some weekends, maybe one weekend a month, so my kid can see her grandparents. We're going to at least make the trip once a month on weekends. So I know I need to do another live stream from there or find another pet store that isn't crappy. I'd like to have one at a couple other pet stores, but they're not as good. So we might have to travel some distance to get to a pet store that is really good. On par with Animal Island. But anyway, guys, thanks again. I'll plan on talking on a lot of this stuff on IsoBuddies in Facebook. So, yeah, we're definitely going to have Eric on from, or not Eric, Luke. We're going to have Luke on from Animal Island and talk to him. We might do an on-site and talk to him about his isopods. See like a real isopod breeder facility or collection live, I think would be really fun. So anyway, guys, I'll probably post a schedule on Facebook so I can keep to it. But thanks for tuning in. You guys are the best. You're why I do this. So it's literally, and every week we get another awesome viewer. So thanks a lot, guys. We'll talk to you next week. Next week is going to be Wednesday. I will post that up in IsoBuddies tonight. So we will be interviewing Drew Scholes about his personal zoo. So he literally owns and runs a zoo. So where they do like education and travel shows and all of that, but it's a zoo. So I'll say zoo again. So they have everything from donkeys down to, or actually I think you got rid of the donkeys. He has those little pigs and those little Hawaiian pigs and all the way down to roaches, I think. So we're going to know for sure on Wednesday. But thanks again, guys. I had a great time and hope this week does really well for you and enjoy the cold. All right. All right. Thank you.